Mr. Wilkie, Jens Wilkie, are you there? Then please feel free to take over and tell the audience a little bit about what Berlin Partner is doing, especially in the division that you work for.
Okay, give me 1 second and I'll share my screen. I hope you can see it already. And can you also hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, thank you very much for having me, and also warm welcoming from my side. My name is Jens Wilkie, and I work for the Business Development Agency of Berlin. And within my short presentation, I would like to introduce to you Berlin Partner, and also why Berlin is an excellent location to start an international network for funded R&D and robots and cobots, and also why we support the action of the SIBB. So we are the business promotion agency of Berlin, and we are a non-profit public agency with more than 200 employees, and our activities are based on 4 pillars. The first one is that we support companies that want to expand and relocate their business to Berlin. And we support any kind of business like startups, corporates, and SMEs. Our second task is to help Berlin-based companies to grow in Germany, but also abroad. And moving on to the third pillar, which is technology transfer. So basically, we connect high-tech clusters like AI, VR, and others. And recently, we have also initiated a robotics network in Berlin, where we try to foster collaboration between the different stakeholders, like companies, startups, academia, and also the local governments. And yeah, this is actually why we support and strongly support the SIB initiative to foster an international network for funded R&D in robots and cobots. And last but not least, we are also in charge of the city marketing. So if you're in Berlin and you see some large campaigns for Berlin, they're for us. So yeah, why is Berlin such a good location to start such a network? Universities have such an important role to play in the ecosystem, as they are not only prepared funders to start their own business, but also they provide laboratories and room to test products. And with over 70 universities and R&D institutions, there's plenty of room to try out innovative products and other applications. And many of them are active in robotics and especially cobots. Furthermore, there are almost 200,000 students enrolled in over 100 study programs, many startups, and many other actors active in R&D. So overall, there's Berlin and the surrounding area is a very dynamic region for technology. So we come to robotics in Berlin. So there are over 60 robotic companies located here, and they're mainly addressing industrial robotics and automatization, the care industry, and software and machine learning. So that's my last slide. If you would like to get to know more about Berlin, or if you want to cooperate with companies or institutes from the German capital region, or if I can support you in setting up your business here, please don't hesitate to contact me. Furthermore, I'm very happy to support the planned international network, and I'm glad that today we have 4 representatives from Berlin that will present their technologies and their ambitions to participate in such an international network. So thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very keen to hear more from the other speakers today. So...
Thank you very much, Jens from Berlin Partner. Thanks a lot. And thanks again for supporting us in that effort to set up this international network. And now we have in the agenda prepared, you can take over then. Christian is from a well-known research institute in Berlin. We are glad to have them with us here. And Christian, you had the direct contact to Dr. Wicht. You can represent him.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Herr Wicht, are you aware?
Yep, I'm here. I hope you can see me and hear me.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, please feel free for a presentation.
Mm-hmm. So let me just share the screen. Let me first thank you to invite me to this conference or workshop, let's say. So I have to say, just to put this right at the beginning, I'm not a robotics expert, but I'm really excited about robotics, and we actually need robotics to successfully do the R&D develop or the R&D work at FBH. So FBH, very briefly speaking, is mostly a semiconductor-based research institute, non-university research institute, and so there are a lot of topics we engage with, and one of them is quantum technology. And actually, so we are providing solutions for quantum technology, and in order to do so, and in order to also use this or to convert this into an industrial topic, we need robotics for manufacturing. And so what I will do is I'll just give you a rough idea. So we are currently together with the Robotic and Mechatronics Center in Oberpfaffenhofen, a DLR Institute, and a company, Robot Technology, which is basically Munich-based. We are pursuing the approach that I want to show to you here. So very briefly, what are the markets and applications? So quantum technology is a topic currently. It finds application in many fields like quantum computing, quantum communication. It's also relevant for navigation, as keyword there is optical atomic clocks. And you can also use quantum sensors, for example, to monitor the climate change. So there is a growing market of applications for quantum technology. Actually, as a matter of fact, photonic solutions are a key component of quantum for quantum technology applications. So it's mostly lasers and other type of equipment that allows to manipulate optical radiation. Current situation is that components are working well in an optical lab, but they have to also work outside of the optical lab, say on a moving platform or even in space. And so this is where FBH actually contributes. We develop miniaturized and ruggedized optical setups, lasers, for example, for applications like this. And so what are the manufacturing challenges? So here on the right side, you can see a photograph of one of a piece of hardware that we develop here and provide to our partners. So the key ingredient is that we need to position components with an accuracy or resolution better, and accuracy better than 100 nanometers, which requires very special robots. Typically, the complexity of the modules that we built up here, and this is even a low complexity module that you can see here, is very high. So it's hard to manufacture. And further, typically, we talk about small quantities, large variation in the product type, and usually things that we produce also of high value, the single piece. So how does it work today? So what you can see here is showing our high precision robots. They are piezo actuator based. You see one of these, the golden piece is the laser module that we are currently assembling. The plates that you could just see, these are the hexapod-like platforms that we can move with 1 nanometer resolution. A lot of the work is still done by operators, so people have to use their hands to put in components, to modify the integration environment. And this has certain consequences. So it's okay if you want to do small quantities. So we can typically do 10 of these lasers per year, I would say. It's also very flexible because you can easily modify. We can also deliver highly complex setups. But as a lot of manual work is still necessary, reproducibility is poor, reliability needs to be improved, cost is very high. Just to give you an idea, one of these lasers costs about 100,000 euros. And of course, it's not possible to scale production. So it's an adequate approach for R&D, but it's an inadequate approach for industrialization. And so if you look for existing technologies, then you will find that there's no manufacturing technology available that can cope with the accuracy requirement and also with the complexity. So this brings me to my last slide. So so I've just described the problem, and so this is what we believe is the solution. So the idea is to replace the manual operator by industrial robots. So there still will be, and as you can see as we move in, there are still high precision robots that will accomplish the alignment task, but then industrial robots take over work that is typically done by the human operator. The main question is here, how do you operate this telerobotic environment? So you want to keep all the benefits of human operation, so it needs to be flexible. You don't want to have a lot of coding to do. What you're really looking for is an intuitive approach of controlling it. And this is actually what we are doing. So we are setting up a digital twin with which the operator will cooperate. The digital twin is used for configuring the setup, planning actions, and testing them, also for training and R&D work, of course. There's a haptic and we'll use a haptic interface with force feedback, for example, and augmented reality to evaluate activities that were planned before we actually execute them on the setup. And so there's also the idea to create situational awareness, because if you use an AR goggles, we basically can collect a lot of data that's human, derived from human activity. The idea is to collect these data and also implement or allow the robotic environment to learn from the operator. A lot of work can actually be done without the help of the operator. So path planning can be automated, collision control. We would use virtual fixtures to support the operator. And there's 3D imaging included here, which allows to implement perception, and this will support automation, at least partial automation in the long run. So this is, in very short, the idea behind it. I hope you got a decent impression, although I'm not a robotics expert. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Dr. Wicht. Really, thank you very much for those insights in the work you are doing at the Institute. And this is not the time for, we have at the end, the open exchange discussion round, like we call it in the agenda. But one question quickly to you: how many experiences do you have at the Ferdinand Braun Institute when it comes to international cooperation for really research projects? Do you have this already? Do you are keen on doing this more?
Yeah, so we are very well integrated into the national and European research landscape. So I didn't, because there was not enough time, I didn't say really anything about the FBH. So we are about 360 people working in FBH. We are engaged in multiple EU-funded projects. A lot of money comes from BMBF, BMWK, also the German Space Agency. So this is one of our focuses. Yeah, and of course we are always interested, and so I'm looking forward to see whether there's any good point for cooperation with other partners.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So that was our exact plan to, like I already said, to set up in the first place an interesting, not a real company, and research institute from our region. So especially for the audience from abroad, that you see what is possible in Berlin. And like Dr. Wicht said, and that was not something we discussed in front of this, always looking for cooperation with other countries. So now we are going over to real companies. The next company in line is a member of our association. That's the company PTX Tech GmbH. And it is not the CEO. He handed over this particular presentation to Stanislav Kozorin.
Yes, exactly.
Are you there? Hi.
Yes,
So
can you hear me?
the stage is yours.
Yeah.
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, thanks a lot for the introduction. So as you said, our CEO is currently in Italy for a business trip, and his internet connection there is not that good. So, but I'm happy to present everything to you guys. I'll just share my screen real quick. Can you see it? Yes. Okay, great. So I'm Stanislav. I'm from the company PTX Tech. We're based in Berlin. And I'd like to present to you our solutions and our ideas in the area of 3D detection for industry automation. So I'll just cut straight to the chase. So the biggest problem we are addressing right now is that in factories, the safety and the security of the workers is currently done with fences and light curtains. So if there's a machine that could be dangerous for a worker, that could injure a worker, there has to be some kind of safety feature in place to comply with the safety regulations of the country. So our solution for this is our 3D sensor, our 3D platform, 3D technology. So how it works is basically we watch the safety area from above, the area where it could be dangerous, and then we detect any intrusions of the safety area by humans or robots, maybe, whatever. So these light fences or these light curtains and fences could be basically just put away, and our technology could be the solution for this. So why is this important? The idea is that when someone steps in these light curtains or in these fences, the whole production has to be stopped, basically. And with our sensor, we actually increase the efficiency of the whole production while being as safe as these fences or light curtains. And of course, there are subcategories of what it means to improve these logistics and production processes. And there is, for example, man-machine interaction with robots and machines, which I already talked about. There's also dynamic pick and place, volumetric dimensioning, or maybe the detection around AGVs and vehicles, which I'll be talking about in detail later. Our current application, what we're actually working on the most right now, what we are trying to solve, is the application in mining, basically in mines or quarries or any area like that. And we use our 3D detection for that, but these environments are pretty much, they are very difficult for detection and localization and mapping everything. So we're actually looking to cooperate with an RTLS system, real-time localization system for positioning, or maybe other sensors. This is actually an area where we already kind of experienced so-called sensor fusion, which means combining multiple sensors to build a robust system. And the idea is here basically to give a warning to machine operators, or basically slow down machines or stop them if there's a collision or something. And also, as I mentioned, our application in the area of intralogistics is the so-called SLAM technology. This is actually my area of expertise, what I'm working on right now also a lot. And so the SLAM technology, maybe a lot of you have heard about it probably, is the so-called simultaneous localization and mapping in factories or in indoor areas, where the robot runs around, maps the area, and simultaneously does localization, so we know where the robot is in real time, or the AGV. And basically, this SLAM technology, this has already been done multiple times, of course, and in multiple use cases. But what we do is we do this real time. So basically, it gets computed on the robot in real time, and also the positioning gets done in real time. The problem we are facing right now is once again with the real-time localization system, which we're looking to expand in that area to combine our 3D detection with some kind of localization, so that the detection is robust and is able to work for multiple hours without being reset or without there being human intervention. Yeah, so that was maybe a lot of stuff at once, but basically our main points are human, machine, and robot interaction with 3D detection in industry applications where there's difficult conditions, or maybe there are robots or machines that could injure humans. Then there's the precise mapping and the positioning of the machine, and also an area which is really exciting for us is the so-called sensor fusion in difficult conditions, where we would love to cooperate with other sensor companies or other platforms. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, so we built our systems and our prototypes, basically the hardware, the FPGA, we built it ourselves and program it ourselves in order to fit the use case perfectly, basically. Yeah, but as you can see, this is a very difficult topic, actually, very difficult area, and not many companies actually do 3D detection because it's hard. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's why we're looking for any collaborations, any scientific collaborations, also industrial, and we're very open to ideas about use cases and discussion, of course. So thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, just ask. I'm very eager to answer. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Stanislav. I think the question session, like I already said, we want to do more or less at the end of when the other presentations are done. But thank you very much. And what I really appreciate is that you pointed out some aspects, some points where your company is open for cooperation, looking for other partners. And since I know your boss, the CEO, Ferdinand Diegelmann, also in person, I know he has a very open mind set to cooperate, especially also with companies from abroad. You mentioned at the beginning he's just now in Italy, and so I think you fit perfect in that approach that we have here with that setting up an international network for R&D funding, because some of the ideas you have already in place, and if we find with the network a budget for that, funded budget out of maybe German money, federal German money or European money, I think that's a benefit for all of us at the end. Thank you very much again.
Yes,
and now we are handing over to the next company from the German side. That would be the company WIT Solutions GmbH, with the CEO himself, Klaus Gradicek. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Great.
Sorry, my camera was doesn't run. I don't know why. So you see just a black screen, but I look in the truth different. So everybody, hello, and special hello to
you are a very handsome man, Klaus, but let's go for it.
You know, the next time when we see each other, then you see me then in the physical 3 dimension. So hello everybody. So I will make short impression about my company, and I had also idea with what we want to do with cooperation with everybody. And who is the push button freigeben? Hier ist er. Da ist er. Freigeben. And so, with solutions, you see that? Yeah. Is yeah, we are now 50 years old. May of this year, we were founded 50 years ago, but by myself, I have the company 5 years ago. I will buy this company. That's a little bit understand where I come from. I come from special industries, machine industries. I was develop system engineering for special machines in different kind of areas. And our customers in this area, I have this one also, and we have but with by self do it not much. We are doing this also now in special customers for engineering, etc. This is also our main platform, what we are staying and what is the core business, what with solutions are done. We had, but we have also product in each railway station in Berlin, in Hamburg, in Bern, in Switzerland, some other countries, also now in Taipei, and in Turkey we have installed some special devices for monitoring in the railway industry, special DC monitoring. And so that's a short impression about our customers. To see some companies anywhere. What we are doing this a little bit more understanding, when you have railway system, you need different kind of monitoring devices to control that. So you have controlled your voltage, you have controlled your current, etc. And you have a system to monitor also potentials. Does everything is safety run. So this is that what we are doing, and we are developing around the world. We have what we're doing with this. We do this with a special hardware, and this what we are designed is very flexible. So we have one side is the software level is sure, it's quite easy to make this individual. But what we are doing also, we make this analog device individual for the customer's jobs. And this what you understand what's mean individual. We have some analogs, we could the measurements milliampere, millivoltage, but also we have a project where we develop, we will measurement 175,000 volts and 80,000 volts ampere. So we have a lot range what we could measurements and control on our platform. The platform is a component of different kind of devices, what you could make like Lego. You could make this together and do them different kind of control everything what you need for the DC level and etc. So up to a lot of engineering. And I could tell you a lot of things about railway. I could tell you about a lot of things of what I'm doing, but what were more focused was my idea to go in a project, what we are doing. So we are expert of DC. We say why DC is interesting. It's very simple because you could save a lot of energy when you use DC. The normal way is when you have a normal industry system, you have AC input, and then your computer runs internal with DC. Your light is no problem to run with DC. Your actors, up to the energy what you need, is also no problem to run with DC. And your robots, of course, is also runs no problem with DC. So all conversions between AC and DC, you lose a lot of energy. And when you think a little bit bigger, I know this in a special company in the car, we have to make a calculation. There's a huge plan, but not a big plan from this company. They save, when we make all this together, more than 5 million euros just per year when we take everything from AC to DC, and we make change all this. So did we have a big project with them on the road to change a lot of things in this company. I hope this screen is a little bit. I was make a copy, short copy, but so I don't see really. But why we talk about DC? We have solars. We have also in the east. There's no problem to get solars on your roof. You have batteries. For all the cars, from all the tracks, from all the buses, the batteries. We need a new second life. We had so now you could make a different kind of cabinet. When you have AC cabinet, everybody could work with them. Everybody knows how this, and a DC cabinet is different. But we are expert in DC cabinets, so it's no problem for us to make planning for that, to integrate that, etc. So that's what we're doing for some special one. And what our project is, we looking for, we will support companies to change the robots, for example, from AC to a DC system. So we could change that, we integrate that. So in the customer and at the line, when they have a solar system on a roof and a battery system, for example, they could save a lot of money for that. So these are one of a project. We have devices, we have these the idea, we have to know how to organize a safety system for a DC system is changed between AC and DC, but is that what we are talk about it. You have different kind of requirements, isolation monitoring, special cables, etc., etc. Our second idea of this project is we want to make a handling system for assembly support. Our customers are railway industries and some other individual companies who build machineries. And do you know there's a car, a wagon in a railway is very heavy, and they have a lot of jobs. What is very complex to fix the problem, because they have always take a support a transport system on the top floors, but it's well easier when we have some other support system to assemble that, or for the repairs. And we speak with some customers before René called me, and I go to the customer and said, hey guys, is that an idea from you? And they said, yes, yes, it will be helpful, because we have some use cases what the top transport, what we heavy system normally doing, it's not doesn't runs. It's it's uncomfortable for the guys in the assembly workers, and about the heavy things, it's very dangerous when you make this just manual. And so the idea is now that we give on a robot, a co-robot, what the human, it's not, because when I spoke with them about robots, he thinking is always the same, that they make the like always the same job. And what I understand is the co-robot is you have this make the hand longer. So this you have a handling from the manual experts, and they have the power of the robots in his hand, and then he move heavy systems around. So we speak with the customers for that. What he find the idea not so bad, and well, of course we won't make this with the DC, because this company built a new building, and this new building is totally complete on the roof. It's 2,400 square feet solar on it. Is cost less than a quarter. So you have a root range of solar battery power on the roof, and we could make this with battery upgraded, etc. And we start this discussion with them, and I think it's a cool project to get because we are not expert in robots. We are expert in DC and measurements. We are also sensors, vibration sensors. We have some special devices what analyze the railway industries in the rail infrastructure. So we have measurements devices. We are sensoring, and we make the data finished for the next level to motors, etc., etc. Okay, so that is our idea, and I hope we could join something together.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Klaus, especially for your ideas that you already brought in and visions. And I think you touched the point, even if you didn't mention that, you touched the point of lacking workforces. And I see that in every branch, not only in the IT industry, also in other branches, we are cooperating with the lack of workforces, and there might be cobot solutions in the future that we today not even can think of. But you had already highlighted one of your ideas from your customer base. Thanks again very much.
Pleasure.
And now we are leaving the wonderful country of Germany and going over to one of our potential partner countries. We are starting with the wonderful country of Romania. And in the agenda, we have first the organization Transylvania IT Cluster. And I hope you are online and ready to go.
Yes, hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. Give me just a second to share my screen. Okay, so I hope you see my screen.
Yes.
My name is Andrei Martiniuk. I am project manager within Transylvania IT Cluster, and also we are orchestrating Transylvania Digital Innovation Hub. And we represent the northwestern region of Romania. Which is composed of 6 counties. We work mainly for the ICT sector from our region. We have more than 150 members in our cluster, which represent a total of 8,000 employees, all these companies together, and an annual turnover of 450 million euro. As I mentioned, we are orchestrating a strong innovation ecosystem, which is named Transylvania Digital Innovation Hub. And we also very closely cooperate with other clusters from the region, which represents different sectors. One of our late works, which we have done recently, is that we developed the digital transformation strategy of Cluj-Napoca municipality. We also are coordinating the Transylvania Living Lab. We are coordinating the 2 strong working groups in the region, which are called Digital Health and Industry 4.0. And the second one, I think, is more relevant to our topic today, to the discussion what we are having. We are also coordinating the Romanian Association of Digital Innovation Hubs, since we have very good experience in the last years in developing digital transformation services in our region. We are partners and members of European Cluster Expert Group, which is coordinated by the DG GROW under the European Commission. And also we are very closely cooperating with the Regional Development Agency, which is the regional authority of development and attracting different funds for the private sector in the region. And we are also coordinating the Automotive Skills Alliance on the European level, the IT subgroup. Here you can see a very representative graphic of our cluster, the logos of each partner from our cluster. There are more than 150 currently. and some of the services which we are offering on a very generic description for our cluster members. So of course, we try to organize different networking opportunities for the companies. We support them to attract investment and fundings from public programs and also private sources. We also try to make as much as possible visibility to the sectors we are covering in the cluster of the ICT companies, but also of other sectors which we are covering through the Digital Innovation Hub. We try to push the collaboration between the companies from our cluster and also between the companies of our cluster and companies which we are having partners from across Europe. We, of course, organize many training sessions on soft skills and tech skills for the employees of our companies. And we bring innovation services through the Digital Innovation Hub to our company members and to other sectors from the region. As I mentioned previously, we are coordinating the Digital Innovation Hub from the region, but we also have a very strong ecosystem, and we have 8 clusters in our Digital Innovation Hub. Altogether with these clusters, we have a community of over 400 SMEs. And we also have other universities which come with know-how, expertise, and mentoring services for the companies in the Digital Innovation Hub. There are 3 universities. This is Technical University of Cluj-Napoca, the University of Medicine and Pharmacy from Cluj-Napoca, and also the Babeș-Bolyai University, which is the largest university from Romania. This is some examples of funding opportunities attracted to the companies from our ecosystem in the last 2 years. It's not the full list, it's just few examples, but what I wanted to showcase here is that we work very closely with many European initiatives. And as a Digital Innovation Hub, what we try to do is actually attract these funding opportunities to the companies. We inform them every month and try to make connection with potential beneficiaries and to push the digital transformation and the automatization of the factories in our region. And you can see some relevant examples, which are the InnoWest project. And we also have the InnoRobotics company from our cluster, which is present today. They managed to attract a total funding of 246,000 euros. And they implemented a very innovative solution, but I think they will give you more details in their presentation today. And yeah, that would be in a nutshell what we are doing in our cluster and the Digital Innovation Hub. I'm very happy to connect with you, and hopefully we manage to have a great collaboration in the future. Today in our meeting, I also invited 2 of our companies, company members, which is InnoRobotics, which is represented by Mr. Cosmin Ioanes, and also Robot Vision, which is represented by Mr. Iosif Lucian. So should we give the word already to the companies, or do you have something else?
I think we should do it that way. That was our plan, that we hand over to the next organization.
Okay.
So that we, go from one organization, like similar to us, there's an IT association. The next we have 4, 5 more, and then we go over to the companies. But then we're running out of time, so that the companies really should focus on. And also, I really back their organizations. 3, maximum 5 minutes, not highlighting too much what you are doing all over. More, please focus on the topic that is our headline today, robots and cobots. So I would like to hand over to a Cluj IT cluster now, not far away from you, or the same region at least.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Cluj IT cluster. Hi.
Yes, I'm here. My name is Andreea Postu, and I'm representing Cluj IT cluster. I will just share my screen. Just a second. Okay, I think you can all see my screen now. As I was mentioned before, my name is Andrea Posu. I am an ecosystem liaison within Cluj IT cluster, and I am very happy to be here today. Moreover, in the fact that Cluj IT and SIBB just recently signed a memorandum of understanding. So this is basically a continuation of our partnership that starts this year in October. I will have a very brief presentation of the cluster, and I would like to emphasize and put the accent on what are we doing, and then to pass the floor to the two of our companies, which are with very strong expertise and experience within the robotics, smart robotics, and the IT sector. So as for the Cluj IT cluster, we are on a cluster organization established in Cluj-Napoca with 10 years of activity. We are also representing the Northwest region, but our activity is not focused only on the region. We are also have an inclusive vision, and our members are from all over the country. And recently we extend our network also in Europe. As the collaboration model, we are envision a quadruple helix model with the focus on strengthening the business IT sector by stimulating the cross-sectoral and transnational innovative collaboration among different sectors in the ecosystem. As for the international side, we are very present, and we are very good on making connection in different networks such as European Digital SME Alliance, where we are recently full members since October 2020. We are founding members of Balkan and Black Sea ICT network. We are also present in the DIG Health network, and since this year, our Digital Innovation Hub is part of the European DIG network, where we also have some strong partnership with different European DIGs on different European DIG corridors. We are also an active presence on European cluster collaboration platform, and we have more than 10, I would say more than 20 MOUs with some representative organizations for the business and IT ecosystem in Europe, Africa, Asia, and South America. So as a cluster, our mission and vision is to help our SMEs and also to help the ecosystem as a whole to grow and to make them more aligned with the digital transformation process that is manifesting at European level, but not only. As for the ecosystem, our activity is constituted based on the members' needs. So in that regard, we establish 6 working groups within the cluster, which are approaching different thematics such as AI, smart robotics, or digital health, learning and development. So we are trying constantly to give some opportunities and different kind of new partnership for our members and new things where they can get involved and to make them feel like they are part of a community and they can constantly growing. So we have also 8 ongoing projects, 6 of them with EU funded from Horizon 20, COSME or Single Market project dedicated to the SMEs, but also to the large companies. And as for our ecosystem, we are one of the oldest cluster in Romania, and also we have 70 plus companies, including startups, SMEs, and large companies, 14 academic members, 12 public universities, which is a unique particularity for the clusters in Romania. We are the biggest one with the largest number of universities and 2 research centers. And also we are glad to have the support of 10 catalyst organization from public institution, community organization, and different stakeholders on the market. As I said, this ecosystem gives the cluster the opportunity to have a pluridisciplinary approach and also to have an extensive expertise on different domains. And on the side that it interests for us today, robotics and the smart robotics, as I said, the companies that are with us today, NGI System and Ovisa Robotics, will give you a broader view about their activity and their competencies. And that's what's me. And a short and brief presentation about Cluj IT cluster.
Thank you very much. We are really, if we check the watch, we already have 60 minutes behind us, and when we set up this meeting for 90 minutes. So I really sorry about this. I beg the next speakers to be maybe to reduce your time to 3 minutes so that we have the possibility. But the main important partners here are definitely at least the companies. We are as associations or clusters, we're working for the companies. And I know we can make presentations. I can talk about the SIBB association an hour or two if you want to. So, but I would prefer to get more details about the companies we have already in from various countries. So handing over next to Green Digital Innovation Hub from Bucharest, Romania. Please make it short if this is possible. Are you there? Okay, they're not in.
Hello.
Doesn't matter, so we go to the next.
Sorry.
I know you.
Yeah, we are here.
Okay.
Hello, we are, I will be very, very short. We are Green Digital Innovation Hub. We are based in the Bucharest region in Romania. We are mainly focused on developing new technology based who has an element of the green technology. Most of our members are technological companies. They are working in different areas of IT&C sector. And we also are working with European funds. We are writing projects and implementing them. And I think that that will be all from my side.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was really quick. I like that. So we know what you are doing, and the most important fact is at least that you have, and we visited your organization, and I know this. You have the contact to the companies, and this is the most important thing here. So we very fast go over to the country of Slovakia, and we have in the call the Slovak Alliance for Innovation Economy, SAP here.
Thank you very much, Eren, and thank you for having us here today. My name is Lucia Colníková. I'm representing SAPIE, or the Slovak Alliance for Innovation Economy. We have been established just in 2014 by several Slovak entrepreneurs. We represent more than 150 Slovak SME startups, but also big tech companies and NGOs, which are dealing with the topics like technologies, AI, innovations, and related ones. Several of our activities are focusing on the digitalization of SMEs. We are also part of these newly established European Digital Innovation Hubs, so part of one of these consortiums in Slovakia. And we have the pleasure today to have one of our members from Panza Robotics, Mr. Marek Sarniak. Thank you.
Thank you. And like I already said, we would like to have the two last associations, and then we have the time that the companies can jump in and give also a quick presentation. So the next association we have in the call is also from Slovakia, the Slovak Investment and Trade Development Agency, SARIO.
Hi everyone, I hope you can see me. Yeah, we are the agency established by the Ministry of Economy in Slovakia, and basically what we try to do is to promote Slovakia in international relations as a country for doing business with. Firstly, we try to promote Slovakia as an investment destination, but on the other side, we also try to do our best to support our Slovak company in exporting to foreign markets. Yeah, companies can come to us, talk to us. We will try to support them on the state level. We also organize various business missions and fair trades. And also we take companies for foreign business trips with also our state representatives. So basically this is what we try to do. We are trying to introduce Slovakia as the best country to do the business with. Thank you.
Yeah, the best country. Yeah, that's the right attitude. I like that. Thank you very much. And now we go more to the north. We go to Poland, to West Pomeranian ICT cluster, please.
Hey, Piotr, please unmute, yeah? I think Piotr is already showing us something.
Could you introduce yourself, please?
1 second, I think Piotr have some technical issues. Okay, now we have Piotr.
Hello, so my name is Piotr Anioła and I represent the cluster, the West Pomeranian cluster. It is about 2 hours by car from Berlin, so we collaborate very close with SIBB cluster. The cluster has about over 80 members. More than 10,000 people are working in IT companies in this region, and I just try to be very short. So mostly there are service companies. In many, they focus on many different areas, mostly automotive, medtech, fintech, industries, robotics, industrial automation. So here you can see some competencies that are here in the companies. We selected 2 companies which are focusing on robotics. So Spirosoft, Piotr is today with us, so he will present more about that. And Autocomp management company, which is manufacturing the solutions for trainings, especially in the defense sector, but also in other sectors related to industrial automation. And we collaborate with other clusters from from Germany, from Sweden and Denmark. We also participate in some European Union projects, so we are very open to collaboration, and thank you very much for your invitation. And here are contacts to us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and greetings to Szczecin, the north of Poland. And I know we have some from the clusters that from abroad now presented. There are also some companies behind it who could take over the word, but please let us, as the host of this session here today, and I'm looking at the watch again, it's only 20 minutes left from the time we set. So we would like to hand over again, just to give you the right idea what this network could be and what it could achieve in the next year or years, yeah, plural, and where the money could come from. So it's again Christian's job.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, well, some opportunities for project funding. So we are divided in part of German funding and European funding programs. So in short, as mentioned, SIM is a funding program in Germany, especially for SMEs. Funding rate is for international projects up to 55%, and a maximum of funding, nearly 250,000. Another program is so-called steuerliche Forschungszulage.
What's that?
What's that? Yeah, it's in Germany a very new program. It's now 2 years old. It's a program so you get some money and in an optimal way you pay less tax, and that's all we want. Yeah, another programs are from the already mentioned Federal Ministry of Research, BMWF. One program is so-called KMU Innovativ, in English SME Innovative, and funding rate is up to 60%. And one, not a funding program, so more a funding network is Eureka, where special programs for international projects as well. In addition to that, some EU funding programs very suitable for international, smaller international projects is the so-called Eurostars 3 project, where you can fund projects up to 3 years, and the funding amount is 500,000 euros for the German projects. The international project depends on the country as well. Very big program is the so-called Horizon Europe. It's the overall funding program of EU, where special courts, we are focusing on the cluster digital, industry and space, and where for projects funding rates up to 70% for companies and 100% for a university. Another program is the fast track of innovation, so we can set up projects up to 3 million. The normal project size is 1 to 2 million. The funding rate is 70%. And also on the European level, there's the network IWA SME. That's not a funding program, but there are several calls a year. For example, for partners, Czech Republic, there's at the moment an open call till end of March 23, and the subsidy for the Czech partner is up to 50 million Czech crowns. Yeah, that's in short. We have much more programs, but that is afterwards, after you present our ideas in the next weeks and months.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe we take now the time for some of the companies from the associations who are already prepared to say something about their project they are having or the visions they have, like some of our German companies already did. Who would like to start? I think from Transylvania IT cluster, there was a company also ready to go. Is that true?
Maybe if we could start from Spirals of Synergy, because I know that Piotr need to.
Yeah. Yeah, I can start if René, if it's possible, yeah, to show what we are doing, maybe. Oh, okay, so let me share my screen. Let's go.
But only 3 minutes, please. Yeah, don't make.
Okay, so maybe without presentation. So we are Spiralsoft. We are software service company and focusing on robotics. Yeah, robotics is pretty wide. Like you mentioned at the beginning, it's a small robots company or cobots. So honestly speaking, we are on the both areas, but we love mobile robots. Yeah. So what kind of mobile robots? So I'm thinking about the drones or wheelers. So we are good on the mobile robot development in terms of simulations and hardware bring up and also computer vision. So we are taking care of the whole robot in terms of software, and also we are building the ecosystem around the robot. So it means that We are taking care of the data connected to the robot and also putting this on the HMIs for example, in the front-end technologies or hardware technologies. Oh, I see that Piotr is sharing the screen. So that's great. And so, yeah, this robotics is something what we have in heart in terms of robotics, and these mobile robots are presented here, yeah. And on this slide, you see that you are good in this professional services for mobile robots and also infrastructure. So this is on the right side. And on the next slide, please, Piotr, we have some also ideas how we can extend the current robots. Our customers coming to us and say, yeah, we have a robot from the shelves and we can extend something more. Yeah, so this is what we are doing. And looking on the competences in short, yeah, I have 2 minutes, so that's I'm running so fast. So from the left, we are doing the design for this robots in terms of some platforms like fleet management through the data through the cloud. Nowadays, cybersecurity and connectivity is quite important, yeah, because robots are flying and it needs to be safe. So that's why we are taking care of that areas as well. And in the end, this mobile robots, what I mentioned about simulations like in gazebo or computer vision, the eyes of the robot, yeah, and the navigation. So this is something what we are doing often on the ROS platform and in different hardware, yeah. So this is the competences what we are taking care. And just to put our immigration, let's say, on, even that is after 4 p.m. So for instance, we are taking care of special elements for drones in terms of LiDAR scanners. So this is what we are doing right now in our office in Szczecin. Szczecin is close to Berlin, so yeah. So we have a short road. Rene visited us last time, so yeah. So I think this is a proof. And looking on the next slide, just to show you the skills what we have. We are doing a lot of concepts of robots, starting from the simulation to the navigation, like you see here. Yeah. So this is just an idea what we can do together. Happy to talk with you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you did a tremendous job. It's all about wow. You know, they have to have the wow effect in the brains of the other CEOs and companies, executives we have here in. So let us use the last 40 minutes for exactly that, what you have done right now. Just give a short overview about the real products and the visions you have. And so what we want to achieve with that call is that other companies thinking, I would like to cooperate with them much more in detail, and we want to set up the network for that, and then find also funding for your ideas to make them real. So please again to the other clusters who had also companies in place which want to use the remaining time.
I think we can start with Robotics, Mr. Cosmin Ioanes.
Pleasure.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. 1 second, please. So my name is Cosmin Ioanes. I'm the owner of Robotics. We are more an integrator, robot integrator. The company was founded in 2011, and from that time we made a lot of application. But in the last 2 years, we are more focused on machine tending, on arc electric welding. Now we have under the development some new process for laser welding, and also we made pelletizing. We work with this company. It's very well known in the industry. I will try to be very short in the presentation.
We don't see your slides, Cosmin.
Sorry. Share the screen. Now?
Yes, now it's fine.
Sorry. So the name of the company, Robotics. Again, this is a short history of the process which we made until now. As I present, we work with few big names in the robotics and also on MIG-MAG welding. Now we have under the development a new robotic cell for laser welding, and it's with TRAMF equipment. It's a new process which is not on the market yet. We try to weld remote with some powder. This is for aluminum welding. It's very new process, and I think it will be a success in the future. This. Also, we have some inside production capacity because we made a lot of parts which we need for our equipments. And regarding the development, we start the expansion. This year, we open an office in Hungary. We have a plan in next year, in the middle of the year, to open an office also in Germany, where we try to have offices for sales and support, and after that we saw how we can grow there. And the next for the plan it's Poland. Regarding the R&D, as I said, we start in October with some institutes from here from Romania to develop a new robotic cell for laser welding. And I can talk more about the project, but probably we can connect other time for this. This is a part of the customer which we work until now, and some of the products which we develop in the last 2 years for the market. Last project which Andrei present, this was on European funds on DIH. It's a robotic cell which was developed for small and medium company. It's welding, and after that is polishing the part. It's only for this company because it's necessary to have small batch of parts. For high volume, it's necessary to have separate cell, but this is proper because it's not a huge investment for the company. And after that, we collect the data, and the manager of the company or the people which are interested can look at the result of the cell and the parameter on which the cell was working. And this is mainly what we made from analysis of the process. After that, we made the mechanical design, electrical design, also simulation, and in the end, we delivered the set to the customer and made the training for the operators and for programmers. I saw first presentation in this session. It's very interesting. We have now a situation where we have a pelletizing cell. It's very small because in the factory is not many space, and we have also an AGV which enter there and take the pallets with the product, but it's difficult to ensure the security of the people which can enter in the cell. We have light barrier, but that system, 3D system, which can monitorize the space is very interesting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, who's next? We have 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, but we have some minutes left.
There is also Josif Lukian from our association.
I'm sorry,
hello?
Can we,
Hello,
to make it fair, maybe there's another association from another country who has also a company with?
There's one mentioned in a chat, I see. There's Panzer Robotics.
From which country? Please feel free
From
to
Slovakia.
take over the
Slovakia.
screen. So just to, have various countries are also present with the companies here. Hello?
Mr. Zanak, feel free to present your company.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. I will be as fast as possible. We have developed a quadruped robot. So can you see my presentation right now?
Yes.
On the screen. Okay, so it's universal robotic platform which is dedicated to use in many sectors of economy, like oil and gas. It means utilities, then manufacturing, waste management, public safety, construction, and healthcare. For the time being, we have identified many use cases, scenarios, but we can talk later. Probably you are everybody aware of it. Let's go to some to specification of our quadruped robot. You can see it on the screen that it has pretty nice dimension with weight and payload, swappable battery, and it can move up to 30 degrees on stairs, later on ladders. Other specifications are as follows: for in-depth cameras, software is based off robotic operating system and Ubuntu. So it's the main competitor of, it will be the main competitor of Spot from Boston Dynamics and Animbotics. Now we are in the phase of training prototype 1, and so we can say we are in TRL4, and we are moving to TRL5. It means it will be ready to be developed in a customer's environment. For the time being, we have first customer signed from construction and development area, and we are working on prototype 2 to be fine-tuned, and next year we would be happy to start small series production in Q3, Q4. It depends on the financial round and our progress, which is for the time being really fast. So that's all from my side due to time pressure we have.
Thanks a lot to Slovakia. And question again to the audience, is there another company present who wants to give a short presentation from one of the associations, a member of the associations?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Josip Lukian, and today I will represent Robot Vision Company. Just a second to share my presentation. It will take just 2 minutes, okay? You see my screen? No? You see my presentation now? The Robot Vision is a startup focused on with 5 employees, focused on developing our own products, robotic products. And you can see here these products. It's about a 3D printer, a pick-and-place solution robot, and autonomous mobile platform. For the robotic arts application, we developed some. We started 1 year ago to develop some application for cobots, like sanding, painting, welding, and you can see here a good welding line, and maybe and we try to 3D print with arc welding gun. You know? Okay, another product we developed here in Cluj, Romania. It's 3D printers, industrial 3D printers with big volumes and high productivity due to the high printing speeds. Another product is a robot for pick and place with high speed and intuitive graphical interfaces for programming. Another application is a modular autonomous mobile robot platform, which can be used in industrial or other applications like UVC cleaning and disinfection. Yeah. Okay. The next slide is about our services. Yeah, our services were for IoT, CAD, and automation system, retrofit, CNC, and AI and consulting. And our goals is to certificate our products and launching to market. Okay, this is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
If possible, I'll also take 2 minutes just to shortly present ourselves.
Okay, you're the last.
Sure. It says that I cannot start screen sharing unless the other screen sharing is stopped. Thank you. So just in short words, I'd like to present you who we are and what we do. We're a company focused on the integration of hardware and software. especially for R&D projects. And I'll just show you a couple of interesting projects that we've been involved with so far. As a short overview, we've been funded in 2014. We have a technology center in Cluj-Napoca, also a presence in UK, and partnerships with the main universities in Transylvania with whom we work. One interesting project we've been involved in is a Horizon 2020 research project for the digital twin visualization using augmented reality. We've used AR glasses, which presented diagnostics and information about the equipments and the robots in the factory for maintenance purposes, which is an adaptation of an AR application in hospitality for waiters. Another interesting example is, and it sounds marketed, but it's true. This is the first ever robot waiter in Romania. We had the research project with the technical university to program a robot that is using the SLAM technology that was mentioned today to serve basically clients in a restaurant. It was obviously a lab setup, but a very interesting technology, and nevertheless very interestingly integrated with Next Menu, which was the product, the solution for managing a whole restaurant. Further to this topic, we've also were involved in a cross-disciplinary R&D project that was designed to create a human-like experience of a cocktail bot and trying to profile the human behavior, but by using robots and obviously not using a real bartender. Again, a collaboration project with the technical university and Horeca experts. Here you can see some examples of concepts that we designed and created during the project, shakers that are activated pneumatically, or the ingredient matrix that contains the drinks that need to be mixed. And finally, as we said, we are specialized on integrating hardware and software. This is a prime example of our, let's say, portfolio and expertise, where we developed a product from scratch, from blank paper, basically from idea all the way to production and large scale. We did the design and the engineering, so the CAD work, everything in that ourselves. We have coordinated the supply chain in China to create the actual prototype, and later on the small stage production and the full rollout, and obviously everything around it that is related to software. We did it ourselves, and the product itself actually received a Red Dot Design Award. Probably you're familiar with with this award for the design and for the innovation brought in by the product. So very much interested to collaborate with the others in the network, and our focus would be especially on the integration part. We're very passionate about hardware and software alike. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So now we are running out of time, or to be honest, we are at the end of the 90 minutes. And as we are an association who's doing a lot of on-site and off-site events, we know how important it is to be in time, to put it like that. So, but we have an idea for the next steps, and Christian is going to that.
Yeah, thank you, Vinny. Well, we wanna next few days we wanna start Microsoft Teams-based online community where we can collect your presentations and share to you, and to set up the first steps of cooperations. So if it's for you, okay, we'll invite you a mail in the next few days forward, and you get an invitation link. Yeah.
So the idea is that we have a room. You know, I think most of you are using Teams. I hope so. We will not work with Slack. We have to decide which tool we are using. And since we are working very hard here in the whole association with Microsoft Teams, so we would prefer to use this. So you get all an invitation that we have their own channel. We are going to name that the R&D, the idea of the international R&D funded R&D project, so that we keep the space we are seeing here now and the good ideas and the good vibrations in that video call. That is definitely sensible, that we keep that alive. And first of all, also are going to deliver to you our slides so that you can again see and talk to the whole management of your companies if this is something, if this is a way you would like to go. And I hope you all agree with that. And mainly I'm going to ask also the partners from the other associations, from Romania, from Slovakia, from Czech Republic, and from Poland, if this is okay with you to share then with your companies which might also interested but didn't have the time to jump in today. Yeah, I see some hats.
Yes, I think it's a great idea for us.
Okay, thank you very much for that response.
Also, full support from Poland.
Full support from Poland. It's like the European song contest a little bit here. Thank you very much. 10 points to Poland. Okay, yeah, I think we are going that way so that we are sharing then also. I have the possibility. We are seeing in the chat some messages that the companies want to have the presentations from others. So I think we can do that then with the software part, with that channel with which Christian is going to set up, so that you can all jump in and then we have a kind of community. But at least what we want to achieve in the next weeks and months, it's a process to be ready to set up in we need to apply for that, to get the funding for the network by the German institution we already mentioned at the beginning. So this funding for the network will come from the German side then. So we need to have companies from Germany in it and also from some of the other countries. So much from our side. Thanks a lot. First of all, to the other associations that we are working with. Thank you very much for sharing this day today with your companies that you brought in. Thanks to our German partners that are here present, and that especially the companies and also the Institute Ferdinand Braun that gave a short presentation. And thanks again to our business development agency here in Berlin, Mr. Wölki, Jens, thank you very much for contributing. And yeah, so that's the end. And by the way, we recorded that, and maybe we can give also this via YouTube channel to then to the Teams channel, and then the link to the YouTube channel from SIBB. You will find there this recorded session here from the 8th of December. So thank you very much. I don't know what goodbye means in Romanian, Slovakia, or whatever, but thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for today.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.